This is In the Dirt with ASOTU.
All right, we're back here at NAMAD with Kasey Price of Subaru of America.
Hi.
She's got a crazy title. Watch this. It's DEI BBA.
Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Business Analyst at Subaru of America Consultant. Holla at me.
Whoa! Got him. Okay, so we were just chatting off camera, and I said, whoa, we got to bring that on camera.
Okay.
Because you were talking to me about how the encouragement that you're giving to millennials in particular is a lot different than I think what a lot of retail or business is encouraging right now.
Yes.
And you can speak from some level of authority, right?
I think we are the best generation alive. Sorry, boomers.
Holla. I'm in. Let's
you see
go.
us. So I think about it this way, right? Boomers were the biggest generation. The next generation was millennials. So we're your next CEOs, executives, next gen panel. They're all millennials. So if you don't adapt to what we want in the market, do you want to be a Kmart or do you want to be at Amazon? How are you going to pivot that business?
Okay, so when we're talking about millennials, specifically in the auto business, and there's multiple places where they can fit in, right?
100%.
At the OEM level, the industry partner level, at the dealer level. What does a millennial, like in a generalization,
Right.
It's not everyone, but what are some core principles that you're seeing that are not being adapted to by business industry as a whole?
100%. So the remote versus hybrid, I was just talking to someone about this. When you're saying that we can't connect with people if we're not online, if we're not in person, you're insulting millennials. We do half of our connections on FaceTime, right? So when people say to me, oh, I feel like I basically know you on LinkedIn, which means you're kind of admitting as a boomer that you feel like you know someone on the internet, so why can't you know me in a Teams meeting or on Zoom? We want to be at home because we want to spend more of our time. We believe in working smart, right? Not a lot.
Okay, so let me challenge you.
Okay,
right?
talk to me.
Because we're in a retail business.
Habla me.
We have establishments in retail environments.
Okay.
With showrooms.
Okay.
How do you reconcile that when trying to attract a generation
Right.
that is starting to get used to working from home, working in remote environments? They're being encouraged that by a lot of the tech partners that are outside of auto.
Yes.
How do you reconcile that conversation with places that need people in particular places to interact interpersonally with people?
So it's three things, right? One, do you want the millennial market, right? We have the baddest rep, but you keep hiring us, right? Do you want us as your market? And if you do, the same way you're doing diversity pipeline recruitment, how do you get people from our demographic, right? Strategize. Do you want us? Strategy time can be done hybrid. They can sell in the store, but when they're out sending emails, let them walk from home in flexibility. We want autonomy, we want money, and we want flexibility, right? And the last aspect is you have to hear from us because I want you to compare it to all the businesses that were obsolete. Do you want to be a Kmart? You will be gone. If Facebook and Google and Twitter are doing it, you should be doing it as well. It doesn't matter if it's the same business model, automotive or not. If the leaders, the unicorns, Uber's doing it, you should be doing it.
So what I'm hearing is like there's probably a few models that you might be able to adopt based on the role or their specific role, or even, like you kind of just said this, and I'm just thinking out loud at this point because that's what I like to do.
Right.
Is okay. There's maybe an opportunity where these people can work from home unless they have an appointment or have to be in the store, and then. But you do struggle with some like coverage things, especially in the sales or service environment, right? But there might be multiple opportunities to structure your organization across remote, hybrid, and in-person work to find the people where they want to be, right?
I think it is also doing the idea of true hybrid. I think it was Ford who's doing like the hybrid or remote first. To me, hybrid, the perfect sweet spot for us, right? Millennials, I've asked a bunch of us, right? Test me on this, is that we want 3 days. So if you can give me 2 days 1 week and 2 days other week and give me a one swing day, that's ideally hybrid. So when you say what's your job, employee value proposition, we have a hybrid model. 2 to 3 days, you'll hear from us. When you say absolutely not, you're not the company for us. And then that means that you don't get all of our leadership and our skill set.
Man, and that's a dangerous thing, and I think OEMs, industry partners, and dealers all have to reconcile with that's just something they need to have in the conversation, whether or not they want that leadership in particular places. It's not a bad thing to say no,
right.
I think, but it's just a conscious understanding of what you may or may not be able to. Now, here's a question. I got to ask you, because it doesn't sound like you grew up going like, I'm going to be in auto, right?
No.
How did that kind of take place? How did you get into the OEM ecosystem?
Long story short, so I went to a place in Bucks County, William Tenet, and we weren't very diverse, right? So before DI was cool and before George Floyd, I always say post and pre-George Floyd in the DI world, I was talking to my superintendent about changing curriculum and changing the school district. So then I kind of was a do-gooder, went to nonprofits, taught a financial literacy program in entrepreneurship from TD Bank after I kind of went to education between Wharton and kind of the education's route. And Subaru had opportunity for diversity. So education equity is important to me, and financial inclusion is important to me. And if Subaru is willing to do that, I don't care where it's at, my commitment's to the work.
That's really cool. So the commitments to the work, the brand was willing to do that work, and it's like, hey, look, wherever brands are willing to do that work, you're going to be placed in. Well,
100%.
Hey, Kasey, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank
and
you.
Good to meet you
time.
here
You
at
as well.
NAMAD, and encourage you in your work.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching this episode of In the Dirt with ASOTU. If you're new to our channel, make sure and mash that like and subscribe button. Also, check out some of these links for our other great podcasts and content.